I birthed these lands, northern fields quenched by sweeping streams. Formed from north and south, my belly bulged, persistent, dynamic. Pleated streams spilling through scattered pine. As time passed, my spirit grew, nurturing creatures, feeding forms of life, flora, fauna. Islands punctuated downstream swells, like paperweights stretching out their grassy banks, keeping me rooted, feeding me, cleaning me, the mediator to my restless flow. Creatures grew in waves over sloping banks, nestled in my arms. They named me Tyne, danced in my waters, respecting sweeping force. We shared the islands that rooted me, sediment and rock, sand and rippling tide, ebb, flood, ebb, flood, ebb, flood. King's Meadow Island took the stage. Creatures rode across my waters to play on its grassy land. I kept my course slow and shallow to let them play. In return, they treated me with respect. How then did I not see it coming, when their boats became ships, their houses became factories? I bear witness to change. As property they label me, owned, used, exploited. My body excavated, altering serene embrace. King's Meadow Island and islands nearby, caught in the clutches of an industrial storm. The islands that tied us together were gone, dredged to unfamiliar course. I felt my body wither under the weight of ships and coal, my waters muddied, my bed redrawn. Twisting, lively course became a channeled groan. A broken relationship laid bare in polluted water. A murder of many, a murder of me. After a while, they realized what they had done, trying to alter their damaging past through restoring my waters. Though negative treatment had diminished, I was still owned, possession to the Port of Tyne authority. What I needed was for them to love me again, to rebuild our relationship, to let me rewind and allow me to be me. I wanted freedom, rights. Islands deep in my bed began reforming, body pushing back, rewilding. Shown through dynamic surface textures, I wanted them to hear my call. At last they heard me, granted me a set of rights. The right for me to regenerate and be restored. The right for me to be free from pollution. The right for me to maintain my integrity. And the right for me to fulfill my essential functions within my ecosystem. With these rights in place, I felt the impact of their harm fade. The creatures set out to understand me again, to rebuild our relationship. Their murmured voices watching currents, waves, ebb, flood, recalling habitats of times before and lands so recently forgotten. Another creature was built from materials around them. I waited fearful of their plans. The creature's form reminiscent of ships which excavated islands, wheel and elongated frame. They chanted together, a parade of the creature, a celebration of me. Walking the creature down my banks, I could feel their spirit. This was the start of a true connection. As soon as the creature set sail into my arms, I could feel that it had been designed for me. Its body of English oak, resting on my surface, made no threat of pollution, but a welcome to potential life within my waters. I felt the warmth of my body reflecting its delicate frame. People still watching from the shore, engaged, enthralled. Anticipation was in the air as hemp and stone anchors were slowly lowered onto me. It made me reminisce how my bed had once been a beautiful array of sediment and rock, sand and rippling tide, a rich habitat for the creatures that once lived in my waters. A sudden roar hit me. The creature moved.
its arms dancing rhythmically across my surface, like the elite environs that live within my mudflats. As my sweeping force ignites, the creature's arms respond, faster and faster. It sings the motions of my spirit for everyone to see. The movement fills me with oxygen. Together we breathe. A few weeks go by, just me and the creature, until it starts growing. Dried reeds from my banks, tied together to form a bulging structure, are secured to the inside of the creature, the belly of the beast. More stone anchors hold it in place with reused nylon ropes, a sign that the creature plans to stay here for a while. Plants trail behind the creature, a tail helping to clean my polluted waters, helping me to restore. As time goes on, I settle in the creature's arms, catching sediment and rock. It strengthens my bed, helping maintain my integrity. Weeks turn to years as my banks and bed rewind, reform, allowing me to protect my rights. Seaweed roots itself, cleaning and breathing, fulfilling some essential functions within my ecosystem. The food chain expands, habitats grow. Trout, salmon, freshwater mussels all play beneath my surface as plovers and lapwings fly above, nesting in the creature's body, a sight I haven't seen in many years. The creature, a habitat within my waters, a home to many. 5 years go by, the creature and I collecting sediment, growing habitats, working together. After this time, a sample of the seaweed growth was taken from me and placed upon the creature, an ornament of my water. As time passes, I can feel the salinity of my waters increase beyond my comfort. I need to tell the creatures on the shore. Looking at the seaweed dried and clad, I splash my waters. As my salinity increases, the seaweed begins to evolve in colour, green to brown, a beacon of my cries to those upon the shore.
Lichen and moss grow upon the creature's arms that dip into my surface. Their colours change and evolve in the same way as the seaweed cladding. Sediment and rock build and build over time until the body of the creature is firmly set into my bed. After 15 years, I felt its timbers move, its rope decayed. The creature is released, leaving its belly behind. Further downstream, it will settle to work with me again on reclaiming, rewilding. Willow is tied to the reeds left behind. Quickly, they root themselves, producing richer habitats and stronger rooting for my rewilding island. 20 years gone by, sediment ripples at the cusp of my surface. A wetland formed, an island of species forgotten before. My islands returned, once again punctuating downstream swells, like paperweights stretching out their grassy banks, keeping me rooted, feeding me, cleaning me, the mediator to my restless flow. Creatures grew in waves over sloping banks, nestled in my arms. They named me Tyne, danced in my waters, respecting sweeping force. We shared the islands that rooted me, sediment and rock, sand and rippling tide. Ebb, flood, ebb, flood, ebb, flood, ebb.